With our newest update, version 9.4 of SmartOS introduces some exciting new features. They include client fingerprinting, secure hotspots, wireless intrusion prevention, as well as dynamic user rate control and dynamic VLANs on standalone access points. I'm going to go through some of these features in detail to give you more details and benefits. Client fingerprinting, which is the way for the Zone Director system and standalone APs to detect not only the operating system, but the host name for each client detected. This makes it a nice visual representation of your client mix, which is both available on your dashboard as well in the client details page of your currently active clients. It's supported on both the Zone Director controlled APs and standalone access points. And you will see future enhancements that allow us to do more policy enforcement based upon these device types. So on your dashboard, there's a new client device type widget, which you can add and remove just like any of the other widgets on the dashboard. It's color-coded to show you device types, Apple iOS, Mac, Linux, Windows. There's others that I don't have detected here on mine, which include gaming, printers, Nintendo DS. Others will begin to show up as the system detects and identifies those. And under the Monitor tab, under your currently active clients page, you'll also see more details that pertain specifically to the individual devices. So you can see my Mac OS X Lion is detected, my host name on my MacBook Air. These two columns are brand new, and they're also part of the columns that you can add and remove at your leisure by the Edit Columns option. We have a new feature called Secure Hotspot, which is basically dynamic PSK that you can enable on an open SSID, which can allow a third-party encrypted solution to register users, create them, and generate them a provisioning file, which then can be installed on their machine, whether it be a PC or a tablet device, and install a unique up to 62-byte key. So you could go into an airport, hit a secure page, either log in or not, depending upon who the backend provider is, register your device, and it will push down a secure key, allowing you to connect to a secure WPA2 encrypted hotspot to kind of alleviate the fears of any sort of open information being passed across this network. So here's kind of a general walkthrough of how it works. Say you've got a smartphone, you connect to a Ruckus AP. That's going to talk to the Zone Director, which is going to talk to a web portal hosted by this third-party company. It's then web portal is going to redirect back to a branded portal page that might say, hey, do you want to securely sign in or just have an open connection? So this is a way that if you just want to have instant internet connectivity, you could bypass the whole secure option and just go directly to an open network. You can generate a sign-in request to the web portal, which then requests from the Zone Director a 0IT and DPSK configuration. From here, the Zone Director sends the secure dynamic pre-shared key particular to that user to the web portal, and the web portal then pushes that out to the client and auto-provisions it. So now at this point, the WLAN session traffic is fully encrypted. We've also added support for WIPS, which is wireless intrusion prevention. We've always done detection, so we always were able to identify rogue APs, but now this is the added step of being able to do something if you should have a malicious AP on the wireless or wired network. So now what it can do, by just a simple checkbox, which I'm going to show you, you actually have under the configure, we've moved stuff to the WIPS tab now on the left, and this is where your denial of service prevention is set up, as well as your intrusion detection and prevention configuration. So right now rogue is on, but I'm not having it do anything with malicious rogues. If you want to, you simply check this box, click apply, and what this will do is if it detects any SSID spoofing or MAC address spoofing devices either on the wireless network or the wired network, it can start to prevent that from happening by issuing DAuth to those APs and clients connected, hopefully forcing them to disconnect and reconnect to an actual Ruckus AP instead of a rogue AP. So this is a simple checkbox, and this would remove that option from being enabled. So here's an example of how it works. Ruckus AP discovers a rogue MAC address SSID over the air, brings it back to the Zone Director. The zone director classifies it and says, hey, this is a device trying to spoof the MAC address or an SSID that we have. It then can instruct the AP to automatically disassociate clients. It won't do it globally on all the APs, but only those APs that have detected that rogue. Same thing goes for evil twin or man in the middle. Someone trying to bring in a third-party AP using your same SSID, trying to get clients to connect to it versus connecting to yours. Same thing. If it detects that, discovers a duplicate SSID or BSSID, which is the MAC address, it notifies the zone director. The zone director classifies it as malicious rogue and instructs the AP to disassociate the clients from that AP. We've also added the ability to do dynamic per user rate limiting via 8021X. So this is an example of a client that associates to a WLAN that's set up as 8021X via Radius. That information for that user is sent to a Radius server, in this example John Doe, right? Very common. And then the Radius server can verify and send back attributes particular to that user. So it may say, hey, this one's okay with a upstream bandwidth of 1 meg and a downstream bandwidth of 2 meg. And you could have this different for every client. So you might have staff versus guest might have a higher ratio of uplink versus downlink. And this is available for all WLANs that are authenticating via Radius, Whisper, 8021X, MAC address, or a combination of the both, as well as WebAuth. And we also now support dynamic VLAN on standalone APs. We've done this for quite some time on zone director controlled APs, but now you have the ability to do dynamic VLANs, which the whole point of it is preventing you or not having you to use multiple SSIDs to accommodate different types of user groups. So you could have one SSID called Corp, and instead of having to break out admin and finance and sales, depending upon the user attributes for those different groups, they can all share the same WLAN but be provisioned with a unique VLAN. So once the traffic actually hits the switch, based upon that VLAN assignment, it can go to different areas, so allowing or restricting usage based upon that dynamic VLAN.